So we've got to stand up, we've got to try and do something about this. And that's really the why we have to engage with 9/11. Because this, I think, is the keystone. If we remove this particular keystone, this particular lie, the whole of the rest of the lies in the background become exposed. People will suddenly realise what's going on in the background. Because they use 9/11 almost as a shock and awe attack against us. They knew that the whole world would be focused on it. They'd see these terrible images. They'd empathise with the horror of what happened to those people in the towers and on those planes. They are using it to cow us and to make us allow them to do anything they want, pass through God knows what laws. So if we can disprove 9/11, if we can say this is a blatant lie, there's so much evidence, then we can start fighting back against all the other laws they're trying to bring in. And this is so important because we don't want to give up the sort of democracy that we have in this country. If we just lie back and let them do what they want to us, we're going to wake up in 10, 20 years' time with no democracy left. That's why it's so important. Now, it's not easy, I know. I have to say, after the experiences Dave and I had blowing the whistle on the services, I know quite what we're up against. I really do. And they will use whatever dirty tricks they can. But I would say this is really a message of hope. Because there is a campaign in this country, there is a movement, a truth movement, burgeoning around the world at the moment. Millions of people are waking up to the fact that the evidence, the official version, does not stand up. There is a film out there called Loose Change 2, which is the most Googled film in the world so far. It's the first internet blockbuster. There are millions of people like us who are questioning the lies we're fed. So we have a campaign, we have a movement which is growing exponentially in this country. I mean, David and I spend a lot of time going around the country, meeting groups like this, and people are sick of being lied to. Things like the lies in the run-up to the Iraq War have opened people's minds to a certain extent. If we then take it further and look at the whole 9/11 issue and other false flag terrorist attacks, then we can start really thinking about what the lies are that they're telling us. So there is a movement. It's very loose-knit. There's lots of us out there. There is also a sort of more formal campaign, the 9/11 Truth Campaign, Britain and Ireland. And this is the organisation that's trying to really pull together groups like this and get people out there. But this isn't some sort of old-fashioned political grouping. I mean, that manifestly hasn't worked in the past, and people are rightly suspicious of political parties. So what we're trying to do is just get people together, get them looking at the evidence, get them making themselves aware of what's going on, and then, you know, get hold of some of the DVDs, go onto the internet sites, and just spread the word. That's the very first step. Talk to your friends, talk to your family, get them thinking too. And then spread it out a little bit further to where you work, to the sports clubs you belong to the pubs you go to, and then take it further still. Take it out to people who are supposed to be our sort of representatives, people like MPs, write to them, write to your media. Make a fuss. Because if we don't, they'll just carry on walking all over us. And that's really the first step. So we're not talking about organised political activity in the old-fashioned sense. We are talking about a shift in consciousness. Because if we don't do this, we are going to give away our rights even more. We're going to allow people to carry on being tortured at the whim of the intelligence services. We're going to allow the MPs to carry on passing more and more controlling laws. So please, have a look for yourself. Don't necessarily believe what you've heard from David tonight. Don't necessarily believe what I'm saying. And don't necessarily believe what's in the film. Go and inform yourself. It's all out there. There is a stack of really strong evidence about this. And if we can expose them for the lies they are, then we can begin to effect a radical change, the consciousness shift, the way we think, the way we want to be governed, the way that we approach the world. It's so important now, otherwise we will lose the very few rights that we still have left. So, as I said, there is this huge network, this huge movement, and we would love to set up groups of people who want to do whatever they want to do around the country. It's not prescriptive. It's just basically saying, if you feel moved to do this, if you feel moved to talk to these people, or you feel moved to put on a benefit gig, or whatever, please go and do it. It's quite an anarchic group. It's very flat. There's no sort of hierarchy. Because if we start organising like that, we lay ourselves open to a takeover bid, penetration by the intelligence agencies, by the special branches of police. So we're definitely trying to avoid that. All we're saying is, inform yourself, inform others, and go out and have fun. And I have to say, you know, we go around doing all sorts of talks like this, and people from all sorts of backgrounds, political persuasions, ages, religions, whatever. And it's an amazing experience, and it's a very rich experience, because we all interact and just find out more and more ourselves. I mean, I always joke that 9/11 is the very first step on a personal journey. To use politician speak, it's like the gateway drug. It takes you on to harder and harder subjects if you so choose to go down those paths. But please, as I said, just inform yourselves, inform other people, and have a bloody good time doing it too. And all I can say is thank you so much for coming tonight. It's been a real pleasure to see so many people here tonight. Thank you very much.